Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. We're continuing with our card maps that you can find in the new catalog. It's online digitally at this point, or if you're looking for a catalog, you can email me. You would email me to jandufour@yahoo.com. If you're following me on YouTube, first of all, thank you for subscribing. But if you need the project sheets, you need to go to my blog at stampmesilly.com. If there's anything that you want to order, you need to go to jandufour.stampinup.net. Let me put that away. So these are 6 and 7, which is essentially, where am I at? Here. 6 and 7. So we'll start with 6. Try to do our numbers straight. I prepped the stuff ahead of time just to save time because we are going to be going through a couple of cards, and I have some extras. I'm going to scoot that back up a little bit. So the paper I'm using is called Unbounded Love. I think Unbounded Beauty. Unbound Beauty, yeah, for the DSP. It's got all kinds of beautiful colors. Each section is 2 by 2 this way by 3 and 5/8. So 2 by 3 and 5/8. And technically, yeah, I made them this way because that's the way I wanted it to look. You could pretty much use any scraps. You could even use different sizes if you wanted to. But basically, I just layered them this way, and then I stamped Miss You. On this one, I just did it with one of our new in colors, Petunia Pop. That's one of the colors that are in here. Actually, that one is Blackberry Bliss. This one is Petunia. No, I lied. This is Fresh Freesia. Somewhere I wanted to use Petunia Pop, but I didn't. Okay. So when you lay these down, you kind of have to start with the box at the top. Let's see if I can get it to not give me a hard time today. I had a glue bottle that was really not cooperating. All right, so these are great for scraps because, like I said, although I'm giving you measurements, there's no rule that says you have to use those measurements. Essentially, I would say you would want to overlap. That'd be it. And you want to be able to stagger. But that's pretty much all I would say has to be a rule if you want it to look like this. Of course, the whole idea of using card maps is giving you a place to start. It's like, I have no mojo, I don't know what I want to do, but I need a card right now. And as you can see, cutting these 3 things would not take a long time. I'm going to put this down. Well, no, first I decided to try one with some background color. I'm using the 1 3/4 punch for the white. And then I used the 2-inch for the Fresh Freesia. I'll put that on there. You notice that it's elevated, and that's because I knew I was going to be tucking it kind of behind here. And that looks like it's going to be about in the right spot. I'm going to glue this one on. Good, I've got some motorcycle guys riding by. So I want it above here. Everything else, again, is negotiable. It's very easy. Now, can you imagine if you have leftover DSP and you just cut these up, these pieces? I do want this one over a ways. And a little bit further down, I think. There we go. And there you have it. Pretty simple. Did make it a little bit differently this time. Again, the purpose of card maps is to give you a starting point. So that is card 6. Now, let's do card 7. The way card 7 was shown, I guess, was a flag in the middle with some tie. I'm using Contraband. It's a retired Stampin' Up! Ribbon. My ribbon order has not come in yet. But so when I first looked at this, I thought that's a lot of white space, but it still fills the card. So originally on this one, I made it 3 by 4. And then I cut a flag. I'll show you how to do that again. We've been doing that along the way with various cards. And this is great. There's not a thing wrong with it. It's a good card to have because there's no sentiment on it. And so you can make it be pretty much anything you want, either by adding another little sentiment here later or across the top or putting something inside or just writing a note. That would be up to you. But then I decided, I think that this looks a little bit smaller. So I went ahead and made the second flag 2.5 by 4 and then cut out the flag. And then the sentiment I'm using comes from Hope You Know, which we've been using a lot. I've got Miss You here for the first card. And we used this in a thank you note. I used a hello friend and thinking of you today last time. So I'm using a lot of these. These are great sentiments. But what I'm using is truly, deeply grateful. And I thought I wanted the flag to extend outside a little bit to give it a little bit of a change in shape instead of using the ribbon. So again, it's a step off point. I did this in Petunia Pop. It's a new color. I'm trying to remember them all. This Unbound Love has a lot, Unbound Beauty has a lot of this color way. This captures pretty much all of the colors. There's Pretty Peacock and Coastal Cabana and Fresh Freesia and Blackberry Bliss and Petunia Pop and I would think it's not, I don't think that's pumpkin pie. That it's not, this is peach pie. This is Coastal, or not Coastal Cabana. It's not Flighty Flamingo either. It's Calypso Coral. I couldn't think, it was not coming to my brain. Okay, so, and then I did a different one, just actually the same card. The difference being that I backed it with the Fresh Freesia. I wanted to see, you know, more color, I guess, because this is a pretty wide white. You know what? I kind of like this one better. You decide which one you want. We're going to make, which one are we going to make? Oh, we're going to make this one with the ribbon because that's what's on here. Just to remember that you can do some alternatives. I'm going to show you how to make the flag. I did make it the smaller flag, which is again 2.5 by 4. So to make the flag, you can measure and decide where half is. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to go up and then I need to cut towards that mark. So we're going to cut right, you just angle the scissors right at that point and then angle here and you get your flag. And that one's actually off a little bit. My center was not centered, but again, I'm okay with that. I don't think people are going to be measuring it, you know, I just don't think they will. All right, so we're going to do some ribbon. I'm so anxious for my ribbon to come in. There's such pretty stuff. I did use a third hand, although this ribbon is so very soft. You don't really need to, but there you have it. It does come in. It does give you a little bit more flexibility to have. And I always work off the spool. I say that every time just so you get the idea. Clamping that shut. And the reason for that is there's less waste. If I cut something off and then I have to trim both sides of the bow, then I've lost some of, we take this off and start. People use the word zhuzh, It's just not a word that I've used where I come from. So I'm just gonna finagle it. Pull this down here. You have to play with bows just to make them the same size. I'm gonna put them over my thumb. It's a little tip and trick. Pull it until it's tight around both of them, and then that'll be the same size. Cool. All right, now I'm gonna cut this off at an angle. Cut this one at an angle. Need to pull this down a little bit. All right. There. And so all I wasted was this small piece. That's why you do it off the roll, or off the twine comes in a different kind of roll, but yeah, just do it off the roll. Put that back in there. All right, so now it's time to put this down. Now, just to be different, because I didn't do this with any of them. Did I do it with this one? Yeah, I did. With this one, I did pop it up a little bit. I think maybe with the bow I won't, though, because I want the ribbon to be attached so it doesn't slide around. So I'm going to go down here, down there, and I'm going to put some right across the ribbon, and that will hold it nicely in place. We'll make that in the center. Again, the nice thing about this particular card is there's no sentiment on it. So it can be anything you want card. Oops, that was too much. There we go. Well, good thing about glue is as long as you don't press it down, you can move it around. All right. And there you have it. So I would consider this one the proper one, even though there were others. So this is card 6 and this is card 7. And did you see how quickly those were made? And that was with me explaining everything. So again, these are quick made cards. You can deviate from here by adding and subtracting and doing all kinds of things, but here's a base where you can get started. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I would appreciate it, and that way you'll get notified once a week when I post on Wednesdays, and occasionally we have a flash sale that I let everybody know. Thanks very much. Bye.